My beloved child, pause for a moment and let my words settle gently in your heart, for I see every hope and fear, and I recognize those quiet longings you hesitate to share with anyone else, even when tears blur your vision late into the night. I am the one who formed you so delicately, crafting your spirit with a purpose that resonates through every cell of your being, and no day passes without my vigilant attention upon your life. Do not allow doubts to whisper that you walk alone, for I am beside you, behind you, and before you, holding your hand through every season, whether it be a moment of triumph or a valley of despair. Trust in my unwavering devotion, for I will lift your burden when it becomes too heavy, and I will speak hope into your mind when all you hear is the echo of uncertainty. Rest now in the assurance that I am your everlasting support, and look to the future with courage, because I am already preparing a glorious dawn just for you. You are cherished beyond any earthly measure, and I want you to know that not a second goes by when my gaze is not upon you, protecting and nurturing the potential that I have placed within your heart. Even when the storms of life gather on the horizon, rumbling with the threat of chaos, I stand as your unshakable shelter, making sure that no wave overtakes you. Let my voice calm the noise of your worries, for I am your place of refuge, your sanctuary of peace, and the light that will pierce the darkest of midnights. Hear me gently reminding you, do not panic, do not lose hope, and do not surrender to the voices that say it's impossible to overcome the hardships that confront you. Take a deep breath in the comfort of my presence, and trust that together we will move forward into the brilliant tomorrow I have already set in motion for you. I see the worth within you that the world sometimes overlooks or fails to understand. And I want you to understand that your life is an intricate tapestry woven with grace, dignity, and purpose. In my eyes, you gleam like a precious jewel, reflecting the radiance of a soul designed to illuminate this earth with compassion and truth. Do not dismiss your own value when discouragement sets in, or when comparisons rear their ugly heads, for I fashioned you to fulfill a role no one else can play in this grand story of redemption and hope. I delight in every step you take toward me, every prayer you whisper in the silence, and every act of love you offer to those around you, no matter how small it may appear. Embrace this truth and let it fill your heart with anticipation, because I will continue to guide you into opportunities that reveal just how treasured and essential you are. I know there are times when life feels like a puzzle missing too many pieces, leaving you perplexed and wondering if the future holds anything but confusion, and I empathize with the heaviness in your spirit during these moments. Yet, in the middle of confusion, I am the steady beacon of clarity, the comforting presence that lifts you above the turbulent waters, so you can see beyond the immediate chaos. I invite you to remember how I guided my people through deserts and wilderness in ages past, providing bread from heaven and water from rocks, sustaining them in impossible circumstances. So too I offer you my limitless grace and provision, urging you not to fear the dryness of the present season or the unknown of the journey ahead. Place your faith in me and watch as I transform wastelands into gardens, because I am the God who brings life out of emptiness. When you face sleepless nights, alone with your anxious thoughts and pacing back and forth with questions that seem to have no answer, know that I am there, softly calling your name. I see the tears you hold back because you want to appear strong for others, and I feel the tremble in your heart when uncertainties cast long shadows over your dreams. Though it may feel that no one can possibly understand the complexity of your burdens, I perceive every nuance, every fleeting doubt, and every unspoken cry for help, and I respond with limitless compassion. You never have to question my willingness to draw near, for I am already holding you as you struggle to find rest, longing to replace the weight of your worries with my restful peace. Lean upon my promise that tomorrow does not need to be feared, for I craft miracles in the hush of night, and your story will reveal my faithfulness in due time. I take great delight in you, for you have been lovingly and uniquely fashioned to mirror aspects of my divine nature, such as mercy, kindness, and compassion. Sometimes people might underestimate your significance or even make you doubt your purpose, but I declare that you are created in my image, meant to reflect the light of hope into a world that is often shaded by despair. Do not allow the voices of criticism or dismissal to shape your identity. Instead, cling to the truth that I celebrate your triumphs and comfort you in your sorrows, never growing weary of guiding your footsteps. Each prayer you offer, each moment you devote to doing what is good, each time you extend a helping hand, becomes a gentle echo of my heart beating in yours. And that truth is cause for endless rejoicing. Remember always that I formed you with intention, and my joy is made complete when you walk confidently in the person I created you to be. I acknowledge that your struggles can seem insurmountable, and that you may wrestle with issues that strike at the very core of your identity, leaving you vulnerable and uncertain. My heart is deeply moved by your pain, and just as a shepherd tenderly lifts a sheep that has slipped into a ravine, I reach out to you with everlasting care, mending the bruises of your spirit and applying the balm of my healing presence to every wound. You never need to hide your brokenness from me, for I am fully aware of all that ails you, and my desire is not to condemn or chastise, but to bring restoration and wholeness. Even in your darkest hour, my love remains constant, a steady flame that will not be extinguished by the fiercest gust of tribulation. For I specialize in redeeming what seems irretrievably lost. Take comfort, beloved child, in knowing that your struggles are not your end, because I am weaving a story of triumph through the very threads of your trials. I want you to bring me all your doubts and questions, for I am not intimidated by your uncertainties, nor am I disappointed by your human need to understand the mysteries of life. Approach me with your rawest emotions and the honesty of your quest for meaning, just as countless others throughout history have done, seeking solace and insight that mere human reasoning could not provide. Open your heart to the richness of my word, which has guided generations through wars, famines, heartbreaks, and victories, revealing my unchanging nature amidst the ever-shifting tides of time. You do not have to have all the answers neatly lined up to trust in my goodness. Even the smallest seed of faith is enough to open the door to my abundant grace and transformative power. Keep bringing your questions to me, and I will answer in ways that stretch your understanding and let hope blossom in the garden of your heart. I see the weight you carry for your family, your loved ones, and for the future that sometimes looks hazy or threatened by the unpredictability of this world. Do not be discouraged by the magnitude of your responsibilities, because every burden you bear, I bear with you, and in my arms, none of your cares are overlooked or minimized. The prayers you offer for those you love are never uttered in vain, for even if you do not see the results in the immediate moment, I am working behind the scenes, orchestrating a tapestry of protection and blessing in ways that often defy your senses. In seasons of heartbreak, I cradle the sorrowful heart. In times of joy, I amplify your delight and scatter seeds of blessings that will flourish in the days ahead. And so, carry on with steadfast courage, reminding yourself daily that I am your faithful companion, ensuring that every step forward brings you closer to the fulfillment of my promises. When fears arise about the journey ahead, or when the sheer uncertainty of life paralyzes you, remember that I have always guided my people through uncharted territory, parting seas and toppling walls that seemed indestructible. You might feel small, but I am the God who empowers the weak, just as I did for the shepherd boy who faced the mighty giant with nothing but a sling and unwavering confidence in my name. Never underestimate the power of a humble heart that leans on me, For my strength is perfected in your weakness, and I have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Stand firm on the promise that when you step out in faith, I will pave the path beneath your feet, turning obstacles into stepping stones and opponents into testimonies of my prevailing grace. Take heart in this assurance. You are not alone, for the same power that raised kingdoms and humbled empires is alive and active, guiding your destiny into triumph. I know the swirling questions that sometimes trouble your mind, such as why certain tragedies occur or why some seasons of waiting seem to linger with no visible conclusion. My precious one, I do not dismiss your concerns, and I fully acknowledge the complexities of living in a world marked by brokenness and strife. But do not think that my patience is indifference, or that my silence is absence. I have a perfect timing that often transcends human comprehension, for I see the entire canvas of creation from beginning to end, and I weave even the darkest threads into a pattern of redemption and beauty. In your moments of frustration, dare to trust that I am working intricately for your good, and that no tear you shed is wasted, for I hold them all as precious pearls that will one day be redeemed with clarity and joy. Trust my heart, and know that I am a loving Father who will not forsake you, because it brings me great delight to see you prosper in body, soul, and spirit. You never have to fret about being eloquent or rehearsed in your approach to me, because I desire sincerity above performance. Pour out your heart in prayer, whether it be through tears, quiet whispers, or heartfelt sighs that lack words. For I understand the language of your soul more intimately than you could ever fathom. Your prayers do not have to be lengthy discourses filled with grand vocabulary. Rather, a simple cry of, "Help me," uttered from the depths of faith can move mountains. Come before me with the confidence of a child running to a loving parent, knowing that my heart overflows with mercy, and my ear is always inclined to listen. So speak, my beloved, and open every corner of your heart, because in that honest communion, you will find rest, deliverance, and the strength to face every challenge. I am your shield in the midst of any battle, the fortress you can run to when the arrows of doubt or adversity come hurling your way. Allow me to be the stronghold of your soul, for even when you feel buffeted by relentless winds of sorrow or conflict, I stand unmovable and unconquerable, ensuring that nothing formed against you will ultimately prevail. Have confidence in my faithfulness, because I have preserved my people through countless ages, whether they faced fiery furnaces or roamed scorching deserts, and my power to save remains the same. When the world around you trembles, let your heart not be afraid, for with my presence, even the darkest hour of midnight becomes as bright as dawn. Cling to this hope, and know that I am constructing your victory even at this very moment, giving you reasons to stay brave and forward-looking. In the silent moments when discouragement creeps into your thoughts, trying to convince you that your prayers are not being answered, or that your dreams have shriveled up beyond revival, I ask you to remember my commitment to resurrecting lifeless situations. My son once spoke to a man 4 days in the grave, and by my command, the sealed tomb relinquished its captive, proving that no boundary of time or finality can chain my power. Therefore, when you think your circumstances are beyond saving, or that your hopes are lost, open your heart to the impossible possibility that I can breathe life into the most dire scenarios. Shake off the garments of despair and step into a new morning, for I have gifted you with resurrection power that can break the shackles of defeat and unleash the fullness of my grace in your life. Look forward and speak life over your situation, trusting that with me, every dead end can become an open doorway to abundant blessing. Hold fast to the knowledge that you were crafted in love, for love, and through love, and I never grow weary of pouring that endless love upon you each day. My affection is not contingent on your achievements or your mistakes, nor is it tempered by your occasional doubt or fear, because it flows unceasingly from my very nature. Remember always that I am love, and that the depth of my compassion for you cannot be adequately expressed by any human analogy or word. When you feel unloved or unworthy, let these fears dissolve in the warmth of my loving gaze, because my desire is to fill you with a bold sense of belonging and a peace that defies worldly logic. Walk confidently in the certainty of my unquenchable love, and let it transform every inch of your life, propelling you forward into the promises I have carefully prepared. You are not defined by the failures of your past, the insecurities that echo in your mind, or the negative words others have spoken over you, because I am the one who gives you a new name. Throughout history, I have taken broken souls and vessels marred by defeat and refined them into carriers of my glory, demonstrating that redemption is always within reach, no matter how deep the stains of regret. Do not allow shame to mask the identity I have for you, or let guilt weigh you down so heavily that you cannot hear my voice calling you into freedom. You have been redeemed, set apart, and I rejoice over your willingness to accept my grace, which eradicates condemnation and ushers in the joy of new beginnings. Trust in the truth that I have called you by name, and you belong irrevocably to me, for I am the author of transformation and the giver of second chances. When you fall short, stumble, or succumb to weaknesses, do not run from me or succumb to the lie that I no longer welcome you. Recall the tender story of the prodigal son, who believed himself unworthy of his father's house after wandering astray, only to find open arms, a celebratory feast, and a heartfelt restoration beyond anything he dared to request. That story reflects my heart toward you, a God ready to drape a robe of honor on your shoulders and place a ring of belonging on your hand, celebrating your return more than dwelling on your detour. My mercies are new every morning, and my faithfulness never ceases, meaning there is no time limit on my willingness to pick you up and guide you back onto the path of righteousness. Therefore, do not hide from me when you falter, but rather draw near, for in my presence you will discover that my grace outshines every mistake, allowing you to press forward with renewed passion. You live in a complex world, surrounded by demands, expectations, and relentless pressure to measure up, which can wear on your soul until you feel hollow and restless. But I invite you to find your deepest rest in my presence, where I free you from the need to please everyone, and where I anchor you to an unchanging foundation of absolute truth and everlasting love. The rest I offer is not a passive escape from responsibility, but a gentle empowerment that allows you to carry out your tasks with a heart at peace, knowing you are ultimately living for an audience of one. When you make space for me, whether in quiet moments of prayer, reflective study of my word, or simple acts of praise, you open the door for my healing touch to soothe your weary spirit and enliven your perspective. Let my rest refresh your innermost being, beloved child, and move forward in life with the confidence that your soul is secure in my abiding care. May you never doubt the majesty of the future I am creating for you, even if the present troubles seem to overshadow the horizon, for I have always been the God who speaks worlds into existence out of nothing. Your life is not simply a series of random events. Rather, it is a narrative I continuously shape, like a potter molding clay, so that every chapter leads you closer to a testimony of my boundless goodness. Look at how I provided manna for a wandering nation, how I multiplied bread and fish for a hungry crowd, and how I turned a cross into a symbol of eternal victory, and see that I specialize in turning scarcity into abundance. The same hands that perform these wonders are at work in your life this very moment, orchestrating blessings that may seem hidden, but will eventually become clear signposts of my intervention. Let hope rise in your heart, and know that I am weaving a magnificent tapestry of grace and triumph for you, ensuring that your latter days outshine all that came before. I encourage you to dream again, to open your heart to possibilities that once excited you but have been stifled by discouragement or practicality. Understand that I place dreams within you not to tease your imagination, but to guide you toward a destiny that fits perfectly with who I made you to be, aligning your passions with my divine purposes. If the path to those dreams seems full of obstacles, remember that I am the one who parts seas and moves mountains, and I delight in guiding you through challenges that shape your character and reveal my strength. Do not let the voices of skeptics or the logic of the world drown out the whispers of destiny that I've written upon your spirit. For what I have ordained, no man can annul. So step forward, reignite that flame of aspiration, and trust that when your plans rest in my hands, I transform every inch of your journey into a testimony of perseverance and victory. Dear one, I am fully aware of the anguish you might feel when your efforts go unnoticed or when your love is not reciprocated, and it pains me to see you disheartened by the callousness of others. Yet, I implore you not to let their indifference define your worth, for I see the sincerity of your heart, and I am the one who grants the ultimate reward that far exceeds human applause. Your kindness, though it may be overlooked by some, is precious to me, like a fragrant offering that rises to my throne, bringing joy to my very heart. In moments when you question whether it's worth continuing to love freely in a world that often responds with indifference, remember that I have called you to be a reflection of my unconditional compassion, which persists even in the face of rejection. Press on, my beloved, holding your head high, confident that I honor every act of generosity and that I am weaving those acts into a grander plan that will blossom with surprising beauty. In times of temptation, when you feel the pull of habits or desires that contradict my best for you, recall that I am a father who provides a way of escape and who sets you up for triumph, not for defeat. The temptations you face are not meant to break you, but to refine and strengthen you, revealing the purity of your faith and the resilience of your spirit. Even when you feel overwhelmed by the intensity of your struggles, my spirit within you is greater than any darkness in this world, providing a shield of truth and a wellspring of self-control that can empower you to stand firm. I have invested so much in you from the moment I breathed life into your being, and I will not abandon you in the midst of any battle, whether it be external conflict or internal turmoil. So do not yield to despair, but press deeper into me. For as you lean on my power, you will find you are more than able to overcome every snare that tries to ensnare you. Remember that your prayers move heaven, and even when you do not perceive immediate results, my angels are dispatched to carry out assignments that align with my purpose for your life. Think of my servant Daniel, who prayed fervently and waited, not knowing that a spiritual battle raged for days until the answer finally arrived. In the same way, your prayers do not vanish into thin air. Rather, they resonate in the spiritual realm, activating my power and causing shifts you cannot always see with natural eyes. Continue steadfast in prayer, even when it feels mundane or fruitless, because the seeds you plant now will bear fruit in seasons yet to come, revealing my faithfulness in ways that may surprise you. Keep the flame of hope alive and watch as the walls eventually crumble, because I am the God who responds to the cries of my people with relentless devotion. No matter how complex your situation may seem, rest assured that I am fully in control, orchestrating each piece of your life with precision and divine wisdom. There is no chaos too wild, no heartbreak too deep, and no sin too grievous that I cannot redeem or transform into a testimony of grace. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who saw your life's path before a single day had unfolded. and I remain faithful to complete the work I have started in you. When worry tries to take root, gently remind yourself that you belong to an all-powerful God, whose arm is never too short to save, and whose compassion for you never wanes. Be strong in this truth, looking ahead with a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken, because my sovereignty is the rock upon which your hope is built. Allow my words to water the gardens of your heart, where seeds of faith, hope, and love have been planted since the dawn of your existence. In times of dryness, when you feel spiritually parched and wonder if a fresh wind of inspiration will ever blow your way again, recall that I am the living water, ever present and sufficient to revive the barren places within you. I do not ration out my blessings in scarcity, nor do I want you to live in a constant state of spiritual thirst, so come to me freely and drink deeply from the well of my presence. Let my promises sink into the soil of your soul, sprouting new life that will eventually yield a harvest of joy, peace, and unwavering faith. Open yourself to receive my refreshing touch, and look forward to the blossoms that will appear in your season of renewal. For I delight in making all things new. Reflect on the way I have shepherded you through trials in the past, how I have brought you through valleys you never thought you'd escape, and how my grace carried you through storms that threatened to capsize your spirit. My track record in your life is a testament to my reliability, and each victory or milestone you've experienced stands as a monument of remembrance for you to look back upon when your faith wavers. Do not let present challenges eclipse the countless examples of my provision, for if I carried you then, I will carry you now, and I will do so in days yet to come. My character is unchanging, the same steady rock upon which ancient prophets, kings, and ordinary people stood, finding unwavering security even as the world shifted beneath their feet. Gaze upon the tapestry of your memories, see my hand in each stitch, and step forward with renewed bravery, certain that I am guiding every chapter of your ongoing story. When disappointment strikes, and it feels as though your prayers went unanswered, or your hopes were left dangling in midair, do not assume that I have denied you or forgotten the desires of your heart. Sometimes I answer in ways that differ from your expectations, because my perspective encompasses dimensions of blessing that you have not yet recognized, and my wisdom outshines every human plan. Even a seemingly closed door can be a channel of my mercy, steering you away from outcomes that would have hindered your growth or overshadowed my perfect gifts. Consider that I know you more thoroughly than you know yourself, and that I prepare blessings beyond what you can ask or imagine, timing each revelation to align with my grand narrative for your life. Take solace in this knowledge and lift your eyes to the horizon of possibility, for my ways, though higher than yours, are always marked by infinite love. Never underestimate the healing power of repentance and forgiveness, two mighty pillars that can restore the most fractured relationships and mend the deepest wounds of your soul. When you come to me with a repentant heart, I do not respond with condemnation, but with open arms, ready to pour out my forgiveness and erase the stains that shame has imprinted on your conscience. Likewise, I encourage you to extend forgiveness to others, not as an act of excusing wrongdoing, but as a courageous step that frees you from the chains of bitterness and opens the floodgates of my peace in your life. Just as my Son forgave his persecutors in the midst of torment, so too can you rise above resentment, empowered by the knowledge that love triumphs even in the darkest valleys. Lay down your anger and regrets at my feet, and watch as I transform your spirit with a cleansing grace that paves the way for healthier relationships and an unburdened heart. Your family, friends, and even strangers crossing your path are gifts I have woven into the fabric of your days, offering opportunities to learn, to grow, and to reflect my compassion. Cherish them, Invest in them with sincere acts of kindness and vulnerability, and remember that I designed human connections to enrich your life and expand your capacity to love. You do not walk this journey in isolation. I have fashioned you for community, just as I exist in perpetual relationship within my triune nature. When conflict arises, or misunderstandings threaten to tear apart the bonds that unite you, lean on my spirit to guide your words and your actions, remembering that unity and reconciliation reflect the heartbeat of my kingdom. Embrace the people I've placed in your life and watch your joy multiply. For when you live in genuine fellowship, you testify of my love in a way that transforms not only your life, but the world around you. I see the weariness you sometimes feel, as if you have given all you can and are running on empty, unsure if you can continue one more step. In these moments, let my presence be your refreshment, for I am like a gentle stream in a parched land, restoring your vitality and infusing you with a renewed sense of purpose. Take my yoke upon you, which is easy and light, and let me bear the burdens that have weighed heavily on your shoulders, because you were never meant to carry them alone. As you quiet your heart before me, you will discover that my strength is made perfect in your weakness, and that my grace will empower you to stand where you once thought you would surely fall. Do not lose heart, dearest one, for I am the fountain that never runs dry, and I am here to sustain you every step of the way. Even when you stray, choosing paths that deviate from my perfect will, I never cease to call your name or to extend my guiding hand to lead you back. My voice may come as a gentle prompting in your spirit, or through the wise counsel of a friend who speaks truth and love into your life, reminding you that you are not abandoned to your own devices. Whether you have wandered an inch or a mile, I am always ready to welcome you with the same compassionate zeal that a shepherd shows when searching for one lost sheep among the multitude. My heart is for restoration, never resignation, and I yearn for you to dwell within the safety of my care, where you can flourish and grow in the fullness of who you are meant to be. Return to me without shame, and I will envelop you in my embrace, celebrating every step you take back toward the light. Be aware that the enemy of your soul will often try to whisper lies to discredit my love, to cast doubt on your identity, and to blind you to the hope that I so freely offer. Stand firm against these deceptions by aligning your mind with my word, for the truth I speak over you has the power to dismantle every falsehood that attempts to undermine your faith. I have called you an overcomer, a beloved child, a royal priesthood, and I implore you to cling to these heavenly titles, rather than the negative labels the world or your circumstances might try to assign. When you arm yourself with the truth, you strip the enemy of any dominion over your thoughts, enabling your heart to rest securely in my promises. Keep these truths ever before you, meditate on them day and night, and watch how your spirit grows bold and unshakable in the face of any challenge. Even as you walk through trials, remember to cultivate gratitude, for thanksgiving is the key that unlocks the treasure of my joy. Praising me in the midst of difficulties is not an act of denial, but a powerful declaration that you trust my sovereignty and my ability to turn every adversity into a stepping stone toward growth. A grateful heart is a magnet for my blessings, positioning you to see the flickers of light that pierce through the clouds of any storm, guiding you onward with renewed hope. Consider how the psalmists cried out in their anguish, yet continually returned to songs of praise, finding solace and renewed vision that propelled them through their darkest nights. So lift your voice in thanks, let your spirit dance at the thought of who I am, and step boldly forward, for I respond to heartfelt gratitude by pouring out more of my loving kindness into your journey. I promise you that nothing you do in my name is ever wasted. Whether it's a cup of water given to the thirsty or a word of encouragement shared with a weary soul. Everything sown in faith, hope, and love will yield a harvest in due season, sometimes in ways that remain hidden until I choose to unveil the tapestry of your impact. Do not grow weary in well-doing or think your small acts of service go unnoticed. I take great delight in them, and my heavenly record keeps track of every moment you spend reflecting my goodness. Keep sowing these seeds of light, and one day you will stand amazed at how they multiplied, nourishing countless hearts and shaping eternal destinies in ways you never anticipated. Press on with your acts of kindness and love, beloved, for you are my ambassador in this world, and I walk with you every step of the mission I've entrusted to you. During seasons when your faith feels tested, almost to the breaking point, remember that such trials produce perseverance, refining your character in the furnace of adversity. Much like gold purified by fire, the faith that endures emerges gleaming and strong, revealing a radiance that testifies of my grace in ways comfort and ease never could. You may ask why challenges come, and while there are mysteries you cannot fully grasp, I assure you that I stand by your side, empowering you to triumph over every test. Lean on me when you are at your weakest, and I will infuse you with a resilience that goes beyond human understanding, transforming your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. So hold tight to my promises, for after every trial there awaits a fresh renewal, and through your testimony, others will see that I am the God who never fails my children. Open your eyes to the daily wonders I scatter along your path, the warmth of the sunrise, the tender smile of a loved one, the uncanny provision that arrives precisely when needed. These are not mere coincidences, but love letters from my heart to yours, gentle reminders that I am with you in both the grand and the mundane. Pause to appreciate these moments, to soak in the sweetness of life's simple blessings, and to acknowledge the continuity of my presence in every breath you take. As you become more aware of my fingerprints in your daily life, your anxiety will melt away in the light of my faithfulness, and your spirit will lift with renewed appreciation for all that I am. Embrace the delight of living in gratitude, and watch as these glimpses of my goodness expand your capacity for joy, propelling you onward with hope that never fades. When you stand at crossroads, unsure of which direction to take, let wisdom guide your steps, knowing that my spirit is ready to prompt your heart and shed light upon your path. Ask, and you shall receive the discernment you need, for I bestow wisdom on those who seek it with a sincere heart, just as I granted insight to Solomon when he humbly approached me. Do not rush decisions out of fear of missing out, nor succumb to impatience, for my timeline is perfect and my wisdom surpasses all human logic. Let go of anxious striving and trust that as you wait on me, I will make your path clear, turning confusion into clarity and hesitation into confidence. Walk forward with the assurance that you do not journey alone, for I hold your hand and whisper direction into your ear, leading you into places of purpose and blessing. Rejoice, dear one, in the unbreakable bond we share, for I have vowed never to leave you nor forsake you, and my promises remain steadfast through every trial and triumph. I invite you to rest in the shelter of my wings, where fear loses its voice and hope finds its song anew, reminding you daily that you are safe in my watchful care. Let this truth fill your mind. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love and guiding your every step toward a destiny that glorifies me and blesses you abundantly. As a mother hen gathers her chicks or a shepherd carries a lamb, I hold you close to my heart, breathing comfort into your soul when the world becomes overwhelming. Cling to that knowledge and move forward with peace that surpasses all understanding, knowing that my love is your constant assurance and unwavering support. I desire you to see yourself as a beacon in the darkness, For my light rests upon you, ready to shine forth and bring hope to those who stumble in the shadows of despair. Do not shrink back, thinking your words or deeds are insufficient, because I amplify the smallest gesture of love into a powerful demonstration of my compassion. In moments of doubt about your ability to make a difference, consider the prophet Elijah, who felt alone and inadequate. Yet I reminded him that thousands more shared his faith, and together they carried out my plans. You too are part of a larger tapestry of believers, each shining a flame that, when united, illuminates the entire landscape with brilliance that dispels darkness. Step boldly into your calling, beloved, and trust that as you offer your light, I will multiply its reach, guiding countless souls toward the warmth of my everlasting arms. My covenant with you stands firm, sealed with the highest price paid to redeem you from sin's grip, and I do not break my word nor withdraw my commitments. Hold on to that promise when others fail you or when disappointments wound your heart, for I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever, consistent in my benevolent character and unwavering in my devotion. This covenant is not a cold contract, but a loving bond that unites us in a relationship that transcends mortal boundaries and extends into the promise of eternal fellowship. Whenever anxiety about your future tries to overwhelm you, return to my altar of remembrance, where I assure you time and again that you belong to me, and no enemy can snatch you from my hand. Believe in the enduring nature of our bond, and stride into the future with a courage rooted in the knowledge that my faithfulness never diminishes. I long for a genuine conversation with you, one where you share the depths of your heart without fear or reservation, and I in turn open my heart wide, revealing treasures of wisdom, guidance, and comfort. Speak to me in the quiet hours before dawn, or in the bustling midst of your daily routine, for I am always listening, eager to connect and to walk hand in hand with you through every chapter of your life. My desire is not merely for ritual or hollow words, but for the vibrant pulse of a relationship that we nurture each day, so that your faith is not a once-a-week ceremony, but a lifelong companionship with your Creator. Do not underestimate the transformative power of such closeness, for as you draw near, you will find your perspective shifts, your burdens lighten, and your soul resonates with the steady beat of my everlasting love. Open your heart now, and let our dialogue be the very breath that sustains you, carrying you through life with a peace that surpasses all you have known. Look ahead, dear child, for I have crafted a future brimming with hope, even if the world around you seems to be full of conflict, misunderstanding, and turmoil. I beckon you to walk forward unafraid, for my Spirit guides your steps and aligns your heart with my will, which is for your ultimate good and the expansion of my kingdom of love and truth. Abandon the paralysis of fear and lift your eyes to see new opportunities unveiling themselves like blossoms in spring, each one a testament to my creativity and care. In the face of global challenges and personal struggles, you are my ambassador, carrying the fragrance of kindness, mercy, and unity to a creation longing for redemption. March forward with courage, knowing I have gone before you, preparing fruitful fields of ministry, friendship, growth, and purpose. For I aim to do exceedingly, abundantly more than you could ever ask or imagine. As you embrace my promises, let them mold your outlook so that, instead of seeing obstacles, you begin to perceive stepping stones to greater revelations of my power and faithfulness. Let your heart dwell on stories of old, when David faced Goliath, Moses confronted Pharaoh, and Esther risked her life to save her people, realizing that my power shone brightest in moments of greatest adversity. Likewise, I desire to manifest my glory through your trials, proving once again that no giant is too large and no threat too grim for my everlasting arm to overcome. Rise up in faith, dear one, speaking the words, "With God, all things are possible," into the deepest corners of your doubt, releasing new waves of conviction that will carry you across the chasms of fear. Take hold of this perspective and watch as each barrier transforms into a living testimony of what I can accomplish through a willing and believing heart. Remember that my ultimate plan is to bring all things under my redemptive grace, reconciling creation to myself through the immeasurable love revealed on the cross. You play a part in this grand narrative, shining the light of my compassion into the corners where despair hides, engaging with those who hunger for kindness, and offering the gospel of hope to souls weighed down by condemnation. I have not called you to a mundane existence, but to a joyful partnership in my kingdom work, letting my spirit pour through you like a river that brings life wherever it flows. Trust that I have equipped you with talents, experiences, and spiritual gifts tailored to the tasks I set before you, ensuring that your unique voice and presence matter deeply in the tapestry of salvation. Embrace your role, dear child, and walk in it wholeheartedly, confident that you are part of a divine orchestration of grace that moves hearts and changes destinies. As this message draws toward its close, let me remind you once more, my love for you will not fade or diminish, regardless of shifting circumstances or the storms that may loom over your horizon. I am the Lord, unchanging in my mercies, never weary of you, never giving up on you, and never regretting the day I breathed life into your form. Take to heart the blessing I pronounce over you. You are loved, you are treasured, you are guided, and you have a marvelous inheritance in my kingdom. Walk forward, therefore, into your daily routine, into your relationships, and into every new opportunity, holding on to the assurance that my peace accompanies you like a comforting friend. May your spirit glow with anticipation for all that lies ahead, knowing that I am championing your cause, wrapping you in grace, and setting your feet on a path that leads to life in all its fullness. And now, my precious one, as you carry these words in your heart, hold fast to the conviction that the best is yet to come, because I delight in surprising you with my goodness. Let faith be your compass and hope be your anchor, reminding you that I have triumphed over every force of darkness, and I invite you to share in that victory daily. Put your trust wholly in me, casting your cares upon my shoulders, for my strength is limitless, and my commitment to you is eternal. Lift up your gaze and see the horizon glowing with the promise of a new dawn, a dawn I have designed specifically for you, brimming with growth, breakthroughs, and divine encounters. Go forth in peace, beloved child, and welcome the blessings I have prepared, for my love envelops you always, and my voice will never cease to call you closer to my heart.